Hello, Rabbi Figdor. Roslyn. Everybody, we're on Zoom and we're on Facebook. Rabbi Figdor, maybe you want to write down the link for the Zoom on the Facebook Live, just in case some people want to go onto Facebook. In fact, I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to us. It might vibrate and rock and roll, but then I feel at least I can see who's out there. Hi, Lean. Hi, Justine. You can see that we're outside tonight. We're al fresco with the Etescues. We have Isaac and Alex, lucky us. Hi, Warren. Welcome all the way from Leeds, I believe. Am I right, Warren? I think it's Leeds. Welcome to our new members, Roslyn and Harrison. And Rabbi Figdor, you had a special shout out that you wanted to give. Manchester, there you go. Rabbi Figdor, you wanted to give a special shout out, and I'm happy for you to do it online. Hi, Harrison and Charlie, and we're going to see the Gladwins tomorrow in Shule, which will be really lovely, which brings me on to the subject that tomorrow we're back in Shule. Exciting. 20 people have registered, which is the maximum that we can have. So we're going to have all those people with us outside according to the COVID regulations, but we're very excited to have it. Welcome everybody to our Shabbat, our pre-Shabbat. Guys, why don't we start off with Mikolot Mayim?
Sure.
Mikolot Mayim, Mayim Rabim, Adirim, Adirim, Mishbereya. One more time. Mikolot Mayim, Mayim Rabim, Adirim, Adirim, Mishbereyam, Mishbereyam, Dai, 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 Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, 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 Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, Adonai. Take it away, boys, all yours. 2 and me.
Mikolot Mayim, Mayim Rabim, Adirim, Adirim, Mishbereya.
One more time.
Mikolot Mayim, Mayim Rabim, Adirim, Adirim,
Mishbereyam, Dai, 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 Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, 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 Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, Bamarom, Adir Bamarom, Adonai. All right, we go. Come a bit forward, guys. Come a bit forward. We want to hear you. We want to hear those beautiful voices. You ready? At home? Let's bring a bit of simcha. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu lechu neranena Lashem. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu lechu neranena Lashem. Dariyan, dariyan letzur yishenu, lekadma panav betoda. Dariyan, dariyan letzur yishenu, tezmiron dariyan lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu lechu neranena Lashem. Lechu neranena, this way so we can see Isaac better. How's that? Now you can see that gorgeous face. All right, everybody, we're going to get into the Lechadodi spirit. We'll sing a few tunes for this one. You ready, boys? Hello, Henry. Sing with us at home. Nai, 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 nai. Nai, 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 nai. Bene. Sing, play once on the violin, guys. Abad, bene, shababad, dekabela. One more time, and nai, 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 nai. Nai, 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 nai. One more time, sing with us at home, and Lechadodi, nai, 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 nai. Nai, 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 bene, shabababa, bene, shababa, nikavela, and Migdash melech melucha kumitzei מתוך אפיך רב לך שבט וימק אבך והוא יחמול עלייך חמלתך לקראת קרא נאי 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 בני שבבבבבבד בני שבבבד All right, let's get another one happening. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפתח עמי, על יד בן ישי בתהלך מי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלי. לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה. פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורק ומאורי, אורי, אורי, שדברי, גבות ארולי עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, דודי, לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקרא כלה. Alright, did you know that currently at this exact moment we are having our first service in Shule Obviously, we aren't there, but we have a minyan there. Rabbi is there with 20 people, and it's amazing. Our shul is open, it's outside, it's safe, and it's so exciting. What we are going to do, just so that you know, is that once a month, we are going to be having our live stream from shul during the summer months, because we do our services up until we bring in Shabbat. So we don't actually bring in Shabbat, we do until the end of the Charudin, just before Baruch Hu, and that's where the services will end. And once a month, on the month Shabbat, where we bless the new moon, Mevarchim HaChodesh, we're going to be having a Friday night live at shul with music, with musical instruments, obviously before Shabbat, with these kids right behind me. I shouldn't say Isaac's not a kid, he's a young adult. He had his first anniversary of his bar mitzvah last week. That does definitely not make him a kid anymore. Isaac, Alex though, you're still a kid. You've still got time, dude. All right, everybody, we're going to carry on with our party. Here we go. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Let's go. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Oy mizmor, shir, shir leyom ha-shabbat. Oy mizmor, shir, shir leyom ha-shabbat. What was that? Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Take it away, boys, mizmor.
Mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat.
Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. The whole world is waiting to hear the joy of Shabbat. The whole world is waiting to sing the joy of Shabbat. Mizmor, shir, shir leyom ha-shabbat. Is that red pip? Oy mizmor, shir, shir leyom ha-shabbat. Here we go one time. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Mizmor, mizmor, shir, oy shir leyom ha-shabbat. Oh yeah. Philip, it is so good to see you. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
There you go. We have Facebook and Zoom going at the same time. All right, everybody, we are now going to sing a song of gratitude. In fact, two songs of gratitude. The first one is a bit more upbeat. And the second one, we all know together. Here we go. Boys, you might know the words. Toda al kol ma shebarata, Toda al ma sheli natata, Al or עיניים, חבר או שניים, על מה שיש לי בעולם, מה שקולח בלב סולח, שבזכותן אני כאן. One more time. תודה על כל מה שבראת, תודה על מה שלי נתת, על אור עיניים, חבר או שניים, מה שיש לי בעולם, שקולח ולב סולח, שבזכותם אני קיים. That's number one. Hello TZ, good to see you. Let's sing our next song. We know this one. The wind is blowing. And then we're going to have a quick chat afterwards. Alright, here we go. Tov lehodol Hashem, Tov lehodol Hashem, Olezamer l'shimcha elyon. Give me some volume, boys. One more time, I love it. I'm not even going to sing. And Thank you. Everybody, I want to share a very quick thought with you before the boys play something beautiful on their violin that I know you're going to love. This week's parasha is really one of the big ones. And the idea of a calling is something that I want to chat about today. I can tell you that when I finished school, I worked really hard in my end of my year 12, whatever it was called matric when I did it. And so my results were pretty okay. And my parents decided that I was going to become, just like my brother who's on Zoom at the moment, an accountant. Because that is what a good Jewish boy does. He becomes an accountant, or he becomes a lawyer, or he becomes a doctor. And therefore, that was my path, predestined for me. Now, the problem was that I had absolutely no desire whatsoever to become an accountant. That didn't stop me from, obviously, going through the degree, etc., because you want to please your parents. That's what you do. Hi, Mom. But, I'm just going to hold a second. Guys on mute. Can you mute yourselves, please, if you don't mind, because there's a big noise coming from there. And what ended up happening was, exactly, thank God. What ended up happening was, eventually I worked out that was definitely not something that I wanted to do. So I became a teacher, which is what I wanted to do. I always sang. And then I sort of went to Chazan school, and that is what I decided to do. A calling is that innate feeling within a person, I believe, that you know what you want to do. And people say, I don't know what I'm going to do. That doesn't mean that you need to know from the age of 5, but eventually one achieves this, or there's this epiphany that occurs, and one says, yes, this is what I want to do. And I want to talk about an epiphany that occurred to a person thousands of years ago who had a name, Abram. Abram was walking down the street one day minding his own business, when all of a sudden he began to hear voices. So there were a few options. Number 1, he had had too much Shabbos wine. Number 2, he'd been knocked on the head. Or number 3, there was some sort of spiritual experience that was occurring to this man, Abram. And the truth is that Abram became known as Avraham, because we add an initial Hey, imbued within him God's name, the Hey, and he became the first Jewish person. He accepted his calling. And I think him and his wife Sarai, who became Sarah, the two of them as a team led the way. And God says to them, guys, you have to go. And they don't even know where they're going to go. Leave your family house, leave your country, leave your birthplace to a land that I'm going to show you. And you know what? They decided that they were going to go. The Torah doesn't tell us what was their discussion. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when Abraham came home to Sarah after his little experience, when God spoke to him and said, Sarah, guess what? We're leaving everything that we know and we're heading off. Where are we going? I have no idea where we're going, but we're going somewhere. Imagine Sarah. She would have been crazy. She would have been going, what are you talking about? But somehow or another, they made that decision together that they were going to blaze a new trail ahead and they were going to follow their calling. Now, it's time for the Year 12s to be writing their exams. I'm not sure if there are any Year 12s out there, but I'm sure that there are parents of Year 12s and there are grandparents of Year 12s. And my message is very simple. Sometimes we just need to listen to that inner voice that tells us, you know what, this is what I want to do. It might not be what the people around me want to do. I might need to stand out from the crowd. I might need to be brave, and I might need to say, you know what, this is not what you want, but it is what I want. And obviously with the utmost humility and care in the way that we express it. But sometimes when we hear that calling, we have to move forward with it, because you know what, it makes all the difference. I can tell you from personal experience, and I can tell you from the experience of Abraham and Sarah, who came all those thousands of years before us, and if not for them, we would not be here listening to us on Zoom and on Facebook right this very moment, because they were the trailblazers. They made that decision. There is one God. There is one God, and we will follow that one God. The very idea of monotheism stemmed from that conversation between Abraham and his inner voice, God, when God says, Lech Lecha. All from this very, very parasha this week. So everybody, let me say to you, if you don't go to Shule tomorrow, just know that Parashat Lech Lecha is the very beginning of us as a people. The journey of the Jewish people begins with the story of Abraham and Sarah. Sarah and Abraham, they're interchangeable, because without one, without the other, we would not be here. The two of them together were so powerful in their way in which they set the scene for the narrative of Jewish history. So with that in mind, I'm going to ask Isaac and Alex to play a song that really talks about another period in Jewish history. It's obviously a prayer about Shabbat. It's the Shabbat prayer from Fiddler on the Roof. And it's a time where we look into the window of another world of Jewish people. Probably our grandparents, our great-grandparents in the shtetls in the Alterheim, where they would sit and they would welcome Shabbat all together. So everybody enjoy this beautiful rendition of Sunrise, Sunset. And then we're going to do Sabbath prayer together. Yeah, I know that there is a round of applause at home. Weren't they beautiful? Wasn't that fabulous? All right, everybody sing with us the Sabbath prayer from Fiddler on the Roof. May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long. May the Lord fulfill our Shabbat prayer for you. May God make you good. May He send you angels who will care for you. May the Lord protect, and if He, Lord, preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Shabbat prayer. Amen. Alrighty, before we leave next Friday night, we are going to be live streaming from Montefiore Homes, the old Montefiore Homes, from the Cohen family building. And we are going to be in the synagogue, I believe, next week. And I haven't told these boys yet, but I'm hoping that we're going to be there together. We're going to stream that because it is the Shabbat project. Next Saturday night, we are going to be live streaming Havdalah. We are doing it together with Elwood Shule, with the wonderful Rabbi Shmuley Karnofsky, and with Ronnie Coadlo. And we're going to be also streaming with Yossi Friedman from Marubra Shul in Sydney. We're going to be doing it together for the Shabbat project. So I do hope that you guys join us for Havdalah. You're going to need your candles, you're going to need your spice, you're going to need your wine, and we're going to need you to be there to make it extra special. So that just make sure that you diarize it and that you come and visit us at that time. Next week is the Shabbat project. Whatever you're doing for the Shabbat project, I hope that you enjoy it and that you have a wonderful Shabbat. And add an extra special mitzvah, something that you wouldn't normally do, to make it an extra special Shabbat for the Shabbat project. Because that was the chief rabbi of South Africa's aim and mission, Rabbi Warren Goldstein, to allow Jewish people around the world to celebrate Shabbat in a way perhaps a little bit more than they would normally. So with that in mind, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom from Isaac, from Alex, and from me. And let's Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat
Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom,
hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. You ready for it? Here we go. See you tomorrow night for Havdalah anyway, even though it's not a big one, it'll just be beautiful anyway because you'll be there with us. And tap, tap, tap. Goodbye, Henry. Goodbye, everybody on Facebook. It's lovely to see you. Have a beautiful Shabbat. Look after yourselves. See you, Eric.